So I don't know, maybe 3 to 6 months ago, maybe longer, I was browsing YouTube, and because I've watched so much spiritual stuff over the years, I have like a very like spiritual algorithm. It pops up all these spiritual videos, and I came across this video, and it was titled "Master Teaches Something, Master Shows Something, whatever." And I'm thinking to myself when I saw that, I was like, yeah, this dude, he might be a master. But it made me think about what true mastery is, and the fact that the master doesn't go around boasting that he's the master. Because, like I mentioned in the previous video, there's a humility that needs to come in. And I mentioned that it was the final lesson that I had learned, you know, the opposite of arrogance. If you're going around calling yourself a master, is that not arrogance? Are you not trying to put yourself on this pedestal by saying that? Should we all bow down and worship you because you're a master? What exactly are you a master of? I'm a master of life. I have mastered life. Ooh. Wow, this guy he must know stuff. Oh, you know, it's just it sets you up to have the inflated ego. And I suppose if you're not identified with your ego and, you know, through and through, that you're a master and whatever, then fine. But there's the greater point, which is the humility. It's the most important thing on the spiritual path. And I haven't come across it. I don't think it's emphasized enough. And so I say the master that calls themselves himself, herself, a master is not a master, because they wouldn't say that they are a master. Maybe other people will call you a master, and that's fine. You know, like Jesus and his disciples would go up to him, master, rabbi, teacher, you know. But it's not something that you're going around talking about. You're like, someone's like, so what do you do? You're like, well, I'm a master. What are you a master of? Like, I've mastered God. I've mastered spirituality. Ooh. Wow. This guy. And what do you say to that? What do you say to that? I have understanding of stuff, but I'm just a fucking guy. The moment that you start thinking you're the shit, you're setting yourself up to fall down that bad, bad rabbit hole. You don't want to go down that way. The way of illusion. You don't want to go there. And I call myself a master. Like, how stupid is that? You guys want to label me a master? Cool. You'll never hear me call myself a fucking master, I'll tell you that. I'm not a star seed, chosen one, anointed one, blessed one, all these fucking bullshit labels that spiritualists put on each other to try to make themselves feel better about themselves. I had a hard life. That must mean that I'm a star seed. I'm an indigo child. Wow. You are? Okay. I come from the Council of Light. Don't you know? I'm one of them. Like, motherfucker, we all are. That's the great brotherhood and sisterhood of life. Every single person walking the face of this earth, they are chosen ones. They are incarnated. They have the same powers that we all have. Some of them might not realize them in this life, but they have them. The same powers that I have, you have. The same power to speak, the same power to heal, the same power to see truth, to see God in everything, because He is everything. She is everything. The creator of all that is. What am I, a master of that? Am I not just God's lackey? Am I not just the little piece of God that gets to walk around for a short time and then dip off? I'm just here to learn some lessons, bro, and I'm out. I'll see you guys on the flip side, you know? But while I'm here, I might as well speak about this shit. Because I guess it's important. Because we've created this tumultuous desert void of life planet. Oh, there's life everywhere, but we're not living. We're not alive. Everyone's lost in the sauce, man. Everyone's chasing after shit. They don't even know what the fuck they're chasing after. They're just chasing it, though. They're like, maybe if I do this, I'll feel better about myself. And so when they say, like, be like a child, it's like, be that exuberant, innocent, playful self before all of that corrupted, adulterous bullshit came into your life, until you started attaching yourself to things. The innocence. That's the mastery. That you can play, that you can participate in the three-dimensional world, but don't get lost in it. But how do you do that? Because I was lost in it for a long time. So who am I to say? I'm just a guy that figured a few things out. That's it. That's it. Master. Such bullshit. You know, I'm not talking about somebody that's an expert in their field and it's on the level of mind, right? You're a historian and you have like your little niche, whatever you want to call it. You have your kung fu master. He's like, I am the master. I know all that there is. But even they will tell you they're still learning. So what is the final mastery? Even for me, I've seen beyond the veil. I see through things. I see stuff. I speak. It carries itself. It's truth. It's aligned with it. I can't help it. It comes out of me. But am I master of that? Do you see how ridiculous it sounds? The moment that I start getting the big head about what I've seen and what I've achieved and what I've done, God's ready to take that shit away. He's like, oh, you think you're all this shit? Let's throw you a couple of this and see how you handle that. Because when you get this inflated sense of self, you're ripe for the downfall. In tarot, you're ripe for the tower moment. You're ripe for it. You're asking for it. It's like, did you learn humility or not? Did it ever enter the equation in your mind? Did you ever come across it and you're like, huh? Because for me, I had to sit with that shit for months, for not years, not lots of years, but like recently. You know, I went on this journey recently, last year, went on a road trip, okay? But the final lesson was the humility. It's so important. I can't keep repeating it enough, guys. You are nothing. You're not important. You're only important because you're here. And you're like, well, Darius, if I'm not important, then what's the point? And it's like, no. What I'm saying is get in touch with the essence of who you are, the nothingness that you are. And then let that catapult you into your somethingness. You'll naturally find your authenticity. That's the only way to be. Be yourself. Everyone's chasing after nonsense, not being themselves, attracting all this negative shit into their lives. They don't want it, but they attract it because they're not themselves. When you start becoming yourself, your most authentic self, you're attracting the things that are meant to be in your life. You attract your people, you attract your situations, you attract your abundance. And the thing is, like, when you're on this path, the spiritual path, you'll notice for a lot of people that you embody eventually this minimalist, almost anti-consumerist mentality and essence. You kind of do. because you realize you don't need all of this shit. You can take a little bit here and do a little bit there and eat a little bit and chill, you know, be peaceful in between, but you're not constantly, oh, I gotta chase after the next thing, and you're not always on the go. There is value in doing, but don't get lost in the doing, like Eckhart says. Don't get lost in the doing. Chill once in a while, learn to meditate, pray, stay in the stillness, the contemplative stillness. You'll have some thoughts, look at those thoughts, but stay there. Let it overtake you, the energy. Let it flow through you. Feel inside yourself. Feel your heart. Get to know the chakras. They're real. They're not the everything, because like they're just like, you know, they're like the middleman between your soul, the pure light that you are, and the physical. They're like the interdimensional part of you, the little portals. But they have power. If you learn to harness them, you can see them in yourself and in others. But that's, you know, don't do it because I'm trying to unlock miraculous gifts. It's fucking bullshit, all of it. It's unnecessary. It happens on its own, in its own perfect timing. But I'm telling you, tap into the fucking humility, your nothingness. Tap into that. It is the most important thing, because it creates the stable foundation, especially if you have mental illness and you spiral out of control and you enter into these psychoses and you can't tell what's real, what's not real, and the fear overwhelms you, and because you have no base. How can you have a base if you don't know the platform on which you stand? And how do you know it when you find it? That's the other mind fuck. In the stillness, I am. In the stillness, I am. That's it. And it becomes a part of you, so like you just can't get away from it. It becomes a part of you. And that's why that's why you're meditating, that's why you're praying. And the longer you meditate, that's why Yogananda goes on and on, like endlessly about meditate, motherfucker, meditate. Like next page, like you flip the page and you got to meditate some more, to the exclusion of everything else. Keep meditating. And I'm like, why is he so hell-bent on this meditation stuff? More than anything that I've ever read. He's like, meditate, dude, meditate. And I didn't meditate like I should have. I didn't start meditating really, really hardcore until maybe the past couple years. But then I accelerated my growth because I sat for hours and did that shit. And I was projecting the Om into the chakras, the Om Japa, like Forrest Knudsen will say, right? And he's from that lineage, but he also has his different guru. But the Om Japa in the chakra, I love that. Where you're meditating and you mentally project Om into each of your chakras to cleanse them, to dislodge the karmic stuff that builds up in you. So I'm meditating and it's slow going in the beginning, you know. Maybe I do 15 minutes, then I start going half an hour, 45 minutes, but then I cross this threshold where I preferred to sit in the meditation when I was doing it frequently enough. And so every day I would sit, and I wouldn't set a timer anymore. I would just go as long as I felt I needed to go. And sometimes it'd be 45 minutes, sometimes an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. Sometimes I'd do it multiple times in a day. But every time I'm doing it, I'm becoming more and more still. And to get myself into a place of meditation, sometimes I would pray this like contemplative prayer that they do in like the Eastern Orthodox tradition, where you're like, you keep repeating like the prayer, the mantra. And it's not just like Om, you know, Namaya, Shivaya, like that kind of stuff. It's not like that. It's like, you could do the Jesus prayer. I didn't use the Jesus prayer. I would just like, blessings to the Lord, blessings to the universe. The word blessings, so powerful. Bless everything. And so I would sit with it, and I would sit with it, and it would still me, and I would go deeper and deeper. And eventually you start The third eye starts opening up and dancing in front of you. This little portal starts showing you things. Where you go when you sleep, and that TV, that movie's playing in your dreams, and you can see it. Everybody has it. If you dream, you have it. I mean, you have it anyway. Even if you, some people maybe they don't dream as much, or they don't remember their dreams. It's fine. But in this area, it comes in. You know, like you see the halo, like the the saints have the halo. It's the crown. That's what the downloads come in. That's where the light, that's where like your energy comes in. And then it filters itself through the mind, and it comes in, and it goes up, and you know, and it's flowing. But if you're blocked up, it's gonna get stuck. You gotta release it. You have to ejaculate it. But you're doing the meditation, and you're becoming more and more still. And it's like, I almost prefer it sometimes. I like doing too, though. I'm very like 50-50 with it. I can sit and chill and just be still. But what happens, the thing that happens, and this is what I had learned in each of my awakenings, I already was this, was that you carry around the stillness with you now. Every time that you meditate, you're like funneling it in a little more into your space. And a little more every time that you step out into the world, that meditative state of being is with you. This deep undercurrent, you know? It's like the ocean, right? Like that analogy where it's the ocean, and underneath it's untouched, right? There's no waves, the sun doesn't get in, nothing. It's just dark, the abyss, very still, right? Few currents. But on top, it's like the waves, and they're crashing, and it might be totally still on top, but there's light getting in and all of that stuff. So you create this deep sea within you, the undercurrent, the underbelly of the ocean. It's within you. And all of this other stuff that happens on the outside world, it's just noise. It comes and it goes. It's the change. Always changing. Even though it looks like it's not changing, it's changing, dude. Believe me. You see it. And so you get to the point where maybe you don't even need the meditation anymore, but you still might pray and give thanks. But what happens is that it's so effervescent in you that you can't help but your words become prayer. You're so aligned. And so they're like, you know, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. And, you know, and it's like this, it's fantastical writing. And it illustrates an important point that everybody has the word. We all speak, we all think, we all nowadays mostly read, right? They didn't read back in the day. Not a lot of people. They would hear. It was the spoken word, and that's how they passed on information. But the word carries energy. It is a creative force. It has the power to heal. It has the power to do. It has the power to manifest in real time. That's how potent it is. But nobody knows how to channel it into that creation. It takes a very deep, deep rooted stillness that you are. And out of that is the fountain, like Jesus says, I'm the fountain. Out of me pours this beauty in everything that I do. Everything I do is perfect. Everything that is in me and around me becomes perfect. The dance of life, I'm a part of it. It is a part of me. I am in the Father is in me. Your words matter. True mastery is understanding the potency of your energy and how you influence life. A kind word to a stranger passing by, a smile. being the cheerful person. And if you're not feeling cheerful, then don't disillusion yourself. Don't stay in that delusion where you're like, fake it till you make it kind of bullshit. No, really, really be it. Modify your attitude a little bit, change it a little bit more each day. Tap into that love. Tap into it. Carry it with you. Expand out of it. Let it come out of you. Let it smile on you, on everyone. I can't help but be myself anymore. And who I am is perfect for me, what I need in any given moment. I've been blessed with that. But guess what? So have you. But when are you going to start living? And Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. Who are these dead that are burying the dead? What is it, like the zombies are coming out of the ground and they're like burying the dead? No, he's implying that those that are asleep are dead. And Jesus, how will I find life? He's like, if I do this, this, and this, he's like, yes, and you will live. And you will live. And you will achieve mastery. And you will live. Do you guys understand how important that is, that you live? Don't put it off another moment. Don't procrastinate. I mean, I know about procrastination. I did it for months and years. And I suppose you could say it happened when it was meant to happen, and all of it was perfect, and all of it was beautiful, and stuff like that. But just take one small step, you know? Do it for me. Do it for yourself. Do yourself the solid. If you used to meditate and you stop meditating, go back to meditating a little. Just do a little bit of it. 20 minutes. 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night. If you like to pray more instead and that helps you center yourself, then do some prayer. But you'll find that when you're aligned, when you've reached the union, the yoga, when you've reached the union, that your thoughts and your deeds and your words, they are the prayer. You can't help but pray. The words that flow out of you are prayer. They're so aligned with the beauty of all that is. And prayer, it's like, Jesus is like, go lock yourself in the room and go, and sit by yourself and pray. Yeah, that's fine. That the Father in secret sees what you pray in secret. Yes, all of that. He's tapping into the idea that nothing is hidden. Nothing is hidden. So even when you're alone, you think you're alone. There's beings with you. You might not see them, but you have a team of spirits. Your guardian angels. There's so many different labels for them. Your ancestors, the Council of Light, God, right? All of these entities, they're in you. They flow, they let themselves know, but if you're blocked off, you can't hear or understand that. So he's saying, you go off in the room and you pray by yourself. God is going to hear you. He hears everything. Nothing is hidden. If you do something fucking nasty, if you fuck up, if you do shit that you know you shouldn't be doing, it's always seen. Even if you think you got away with it, you didn't get away with shit, motherfucker. I guarantee you that. So live your best life. Live the aligned life now. Align yourself. And that's why they're preaching the repentance, like, repent, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's like, dude, do it now. Like, it's here, it's all around you. But when you're like knee deep in this shit, when you're like, oh, I get it now, then it's perfect. Like, everything that you do becomes perfection. You wash the dishes, it's perfect. You take a piss, it's perfect. You're on the toilet, you're taking a shit. Oh, it's the most heavenly shit, you know? You eat the food, and you're not just like mindlessly eating the food. You're like, you appreciate the food, you give thanks. There's gratitude there. Thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for the bed that I sleep in. Thanks for the phone that I have, the computer that I have. That's why Thanksgiving is like my favorite holiday. Fuck Christmas. Like, yeah, celebrate Jesus' birth, but now we've commercialized it. We're like hyper consumerists, like buy each other gifts and all this fucking bullshit. No. Thanksgiving's where it's at. Watch some football, chill with the family, have some fun, give thanks, good food, good company. What can you beat that? Oh my God, I love Thanksgiving. I love everything about it. Well, the one thing I don't like is like, ooh, we're gearing up for Black Friday. Ooh, can't wait to go shopping. Getting ready for Christmas because it's 5 weeks away, guys. Got to get those gifts. We got to get a bunch of shit for everybody, more stuff that they don't need, but maybe they might or might not need it. Like, I'm like, just get me like a gift card or cash, please, like, please. Like, I don't need more shit. I'm cool. I don't need more clothes. I don't need more anything. Just people, good people, fun times, sharing. Sharing is caring, like Care Bears, Care Bears care. It's like, oh, the love comes out. I love that shit. I grew up in the 80s though, so. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and He-Man. Oh my God, I love that stuff. Anyway, sorry to digress. But to go back to the original point, the master is not the master that says that he's the master, okay? And that's why Jesus would ask, he's like, who do these people say that I am? Because he was like, he's getting a feel for where people are, how they're viewing him, because he knows. When you reach the final destination, but you don't have to go around advertising it. How you speak, how you do, how you carry yourself. The Zoroastrian idea, like good thoughts, good words, good deeds, that comes in naturally. But he's asking, he's like, yo, who are they? And they're like, you're Elijah. And it kind of points to like the idea that maybe they knew about reincarnation. Because how could he be Elijah or John the Baptist or somebody else if he wasn't Elijah in the past and then came again? And that's the thing, man. You guys got to realize that this reincarnation stuff is real. The soul's journey is real. You've lived probably many lives. And those of you that are advanced that already know most of the stuff that I'm talking about, you guys have lived countless lives. And you're on the precipice. You're on the precipice ready to join the rest of the awakened ones. And it's fucking amazing. Come, join us. Join the living. Because it's the walking fucking dead out there, man. Everyone's a zombie. Sheep, whatever you want to call them. Not everyone, but the majority, the vast majority. And the good thing is that, like, we have this new earth coming. It's been promised to us. We take that prophecy that's been passed down the generations, and we're making it manifest through our consciousness. So it's coming. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be 5 years from now, 10, but it's coming soon. We might be around to see it, to participate in it. So search for your mastery, but don't go around projecting yourself as some master. You're not a master of shit, motherfucker. You're nothing. You're just a dude or a dudette. Or maybe you're without a gender. That's cool too. I think I'll leave it there. All right, take care.